All right, so barn doors with the 30-degree honeycomb, what's it called, focuser thing in there, plus the gel frame. That's at 100%. Second fixture, the Fresnel lens. I wish this had barn doors, because I like the Fresnel glass and the ability to cut it. So here's the interesting thing with the 30-degree diffuser in there. Oh my gosh, I'm forgetting what it's called. The 30-degree grid, 100%. This is about the same intensity to my eye, and I think I'm just kind of in the middle of the spot flood. 4% on the dimmer, 4%, 100%. So next, I'm gonna leave this at 4% and remove the 30-degree from this guy. So, okay, grid removed. I have the doors pinched in a bit, but yeah, wow, big difference. I'd say this is maybe 3 times brighter now. Doesn't look it on the phone, but with my eye, I can pull out my incident light meter and get some proper readings, but I haven't used it in so many years. I don't even know where it is. I haven't seen it since I moved. So I picked up the 300Ds. My original plan was to get 2 300Xs, 2 60Xs, and then 2 600Ds. But then in chatting with different gaffers and owner operators, the 600Ds, when dual batteries are attached, they only run at 50%. Whereas the 300, I can run at 100% on batteries. So my first application for these is doing my TV news live shots, the stand-ups. I want to be able to do both lights on battery at 100%, just to do a stand-up headshot in direct sunlight. And then I'll run the Fresnel lenses and just probably mid to wide, depending on how squinty and manageable it is for the correspondent. It's not too bad, actually. That's kind of slightly spotted. Let's see, 30, 20, it's like 35 degrees out of a 12 to 40. Oh, okay, so that's basically almost full spot. Oh wait, no, that's full spot. I'm backwards. So yeah, it's on the wider side. Some point I'll set these up outdoors. Actually, my first shoot with these things will be a stand-up outside TV commercial, but it's NDA, so I'm not sure if I can document it. All right, just like putting a tent back in its bag after camping. Not enough room in these things. I added the barn doors by relocating the cables on top of the head. There's extra space under the power supply. Pull that foam block out as well for more storage. And then the barn doors, I removed this Velcro tab. So here's the ballast mounting stand bracket, but you can kind of squeeze the doors in there like that. Yep. These are not going to fit in my van. I got to rethink my van layout. Okay. So midway through summer, 3/4 of the way through summer, it appears all the ad industry folks and corporate people are done with their summer vacations. All the production work is flowing back all at the same time. I am pretty much fully booked up for the next 2 months. I got some openings, but it's all, I got 1 day in San Antonio. Everything else is international, or domestic travel all over the US. So I got the truck packed. Got my 4 airline Pelicans. They're empty currently because my first leg is local. Well, I've got a 4.5-hour drive up to Fort Worth, then Dallas, and then I'll switch over the gear that I need. It'll be a Lighten package that's going to Durham, North Carolina. And then I fly back to DFW Airport, drive back to my house in San Antonio. I think I got about 24 hours of turnaround. And then I fly out of San Antonio Airport to, I think I'm going to Salt Lake in Utah. And that'll be a 2 cameras, but one's on the gimbal for B-roll, and then kind of an interview mode, single cam. But anyway, I only got to think about the next 2 locations. So we're gonna start. I'm driving up tonight. I got a 4 p.m. check-in Airbnb with the production team from California. Excited to see all my old friends from California. And then we're gonna shoot outdoors, and it's 100 degrees. That's gonna be fun. And then I think the Dallas portion is interior. But I've got one 21-inch monitor. We'll do a 2 camera shoot, so 2 FX9. So we're gonna have 2 picture-in-picture on the 21. Got my gimbal, so we're gonna do some little insert shots on it. 17-120 zoom, my 6 red primes, matte box, follow focus, onboard 5-inch. I have my second flimsy matte box for the B cam. I think we're gonna shoot everything on primes, both cameras, but then I can jump over to the 17-120 if need be. My 2 aperture lights up top, Fresnel lenses, yoga mat because I'm a camera man in my mid-40s. So every couple hours I stop and stretch on these long drives, and then every morning and evening I need to get diligent about stretching out. 2 FX9s, I think I'm just gonna let those ride up top for the drive. I got my rock and roller. I'm not going to bring the ramp. I'm just gonna leave the tool chest in the truck. We'll work off the truck. I've got a grip truck in Dallas and again in Durham, so I don't think we're gonna peel off much kit other than monitors and camera. I'm gonna put a second strap on here to secure all of this. These are empty, they're not heavy. Everything up top's pretty light. Just fired up the fridge, chilling down, beverages. I'm not using any of my audio kit, but I've got it on board. I've got 2 chargers. I need to purchase a new dual travel charger. I forgot to do that. I used to have an Anton Bauer Titan and it burned out after many years of hard use. Switcher's still on board. Just leave it there. It fits nicely. I got my little drone, which I don't think we're going to use. Yeah. Oh, Melt crate of paint supplies. Do not need these.
Are you hungry? You want a snack?
Oh, I'm good. Thank you, though. Ryan got his lift gate installed. Summertime in Texas. It's over 100 degrees every day. And here's Ryan operating. We were doing 2 camera in the pit of a barbecue restaurant. These huge steel smokers just radiating heat. But the lunch was fantastic. Yeah, that was pretty good barbecue, honestly. Yeah.
Just don't stick in much past the cone on the back of him, and then should be good there. Good job, he's good too. It should be unlocked.
Oh, wow. I didn't realize you had 4 Geminis.
Oh, yeah. 4 Gemini 2x1s.
And the
3
1 by
1 by
4
1s, 3 Astros. Only 2 and 2 on the truck though.
Were some of these carts custom built, or are they all?
Carts custom.
They're all custom.
Yep.
From California or local?
Oh, local, baby.
Wow.
Got that shoved in the easy rig at the moment. I got room for carrying all the roller combos up here, all along this empty space normally. All diamond plated, insulated.
You've got the best looking Sprinter grip van I've seen.
That seems to be the consensus, and I'm not going to deny it.
What'd you use for insulation? Is it foam or?
Yeah, you can actually see right here on the inside of this door. You poke your head right here through the panel. There's some foam sheet there,
Okay.
and then I can't remember. I think he said he might have actually gone with the batten style on the roof. I'm not positive, but I'll tell you what, it's way cooler inside than outside it is. So, yeah, 2x1s. 3 1x1s.
Have you been on a scale? Do you know?
No, I haven't actually. I've been wanting to do that.
A lot of
But
steel.
I haven't yet. It is, but I do know I'm lighter than most. Well, not necessarily most, but so it's currently its configuration is 2.5 ton, 2.5 ton heavy. I can qualify for 3 ton, but in order to do so, I need A, more roller combos, and B, I need 7 or 8 more C-stands. So I specifically built this LED head cart to remove the 4 baby stands, and I can fit another 7 or 10 C-stands there.
How many C-stands you got on board?
I got 14 plus 2 minis. I got 4 babies, 4 combos on the cart, 6 more combos on the base. I've got 2 roller combos chilling right here, but I can house another 8 or 10 more hanging in this void here. And then I've got full 4x8 stock storage. I've got room for tons of speed rail and overhead rags. Right now I've just got a 6 and 8, and then I've got a speed rail, 2 speed rail kits. So I've got a set of 12 by rails for frames, a set of 8 by rails for frames. So I can do two 8s, or I could do a couple other configurations. I've got 8 foot, 6 foot, 4 foot dedicated speed rail for Dana dolly, so it doesn't get clamped on. Just going into 2 from the sale right now. One's black side.
That was pretty fast. Oh, you know what it is? It's the skunk on the grill burning.
Hey man, I mean, I'm not against that.
It's just important things.
Best way. Terrence is always rewriting the book.
Oh yes, he is. No, he's picking up from the restaurant.
DoorDash is easy. Put your name in it.
Rooftop patio area, downtown Dallas. Had the skyline as the backdrop. It looked fantastic, but there was some debate over the temperature. The thermometer in my van said 107. The rest of the crew claims it was 106, but that wasn't the worst of it. It was the up radiating off the roof that was just cooking us. Ryan came up with this rig. I was too heat stroked to understand what he was saying. I thought it was going to be really complicated, but basically just a Mayfer clamp on a piece of pipe. This allowed us to get an overhead moving shots. Just Ryan and I held the pipe. We had this like picnic barbecue tabletop spread with the happy family. And then we did some sunset after sunset evening shots with the skyline and the Fiesta lights. Ryan getting those all wired up. And then we ran the 2 apertures, one through a 4x silk and the other one with a Fresnel lens as a kicker edge light. You can see some of the skyline back there. We're just waiting for it to get dark enough to roll. Here's the kicker. An idea of the backdrop. Killer location. I don't think I've been this hot though. The only time I was more uncomfortable was a couple years ago, Lake Havasu in Arizona. We weren't on the lake, we were up in the dirt, and I had burns and blisters on my fingers from touching the lens, pulling focus, and the top handle. We were shooting in Miras. Cameras did fine in the heat, but they were literally too hot to touch. I had to put gloves on to operate. So after a very long day working in the sun, I had to prep and pack for airline trip to North Carolina. Learn from me here, make sure you make a punch list in advance when you're well rested and clear headed. I was just kind of on autopilot here. And also, always tape up your lens caps for any airline cases. Many times I've cracked open a case to discover the caps are not on the lenses. Just got into my hotel room in North Carolina, in a small town, I forget the name. And now I gotta build the gimbal for doing some scenics, establish the town. So I got my airline roller with my batteries in there. This is my haphazardly packed case. I gotta look at it, I don't even know what's in it. So this is mostly the gimbal and the 17-120. Take a look here at the Blackmagic camera with the 24-70 zoom, right in front of that focus motor. And behind it is the lens cap. It popped off that lens. I failed to tape that one up, and the little 50mm prime by my hand is also not taped. One other hazardous piece here is you see the focus motor cable is unplugged, so that cable end could have found its way onto the front element. Sockler tripod, battery charger, and a small stand for a monitor. And then we've got FX9, 35mm prime, 50mm prime, 7-inch monitor, headphones, and media cables.
All been doing nothing I'm good at. Now I gotta do something.
But interview first, last I heard.
We left Joe, he ran into your house, so hopefully your house will still be standing when it's all done.
I'm sure the dogs are just loving on them.
Yeah, what kind of dogs? I can't wait to see them.
One's German Shepherd.
And that's probably been 3 years, 4 years.
Okay.
All right.
I like this.
Feed and recommend.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm glad it worked out.
You documenting
The only sound guy in the business that helps.
Makes into the whole future.